What up, guys? Yeah, today we got another beer review. Sorry about the strange location. My chair is all locked, moved and everything for my move, and the desk is out of commission. I'm gonna have to bring that back out, so I have someplace to sit. I'm running out of places to film these things. So sorry about all the the Lysol and the Parmesan cheese and everything. But yeah, today we're gonna do out of Firestone Walker, Luponic Distortion, their IPA series. And this one comes with hints of Kiwi, Leche, and Fioja. I don't think I said that right, but I don't even know what that is. So, I don't know. IPA, probably going to be a little sweet. I haven't had it before. It's been a while since I've had a Firestone Walker, and I always generally like them. So let's give it a whirl. I'm going to crack it open. Grab the glass. Hopefully you guys are making it through this quarantine, which has now been extended through the end of April, at least. Hopefully you guys have some beers that you can enjoy, at least, kind of enjoy your time with. But anyways, let's get into the review, get into the smell. Not a lot of the fruit right on the top. You don't get that heavy kind of pine aroma that you might expect from an IPA. It doesn't have much of that. I'm thinking some of the kiwi elements kind of neutralize that hoppiness. You still get a bit of that kind of citrus hint. It's like low-key grapefruit. It's not super intense. That you'll get with a lot of things. It's very kind of minimal. You do get that citrus. It's more along that kind of bittery end of the spectrum versus like a sweeter orange or something. So you are getting kind of more of that grapefruit kind of citrus, but it's not super pungent. It's not like slapping you in the nose kind of thing. It almost smells more like a Pilsner with some added hops to it. That's kind of the basic aroma I'm getting. It's, yeah, definitely more along the lines of I think Firestone has that Pivo or whatever, which is part Pilsner and with hops added. That's what this is kind of getting at. It's definitely not as pungent as some of you might like it. It doesn't have that marijuana gin sock aroma, which I've found in a lot of at least locally crafted beers. But when you really pull it in, you do get some of that pine, and you also get some of that kiwi. You really gotta, breathe deeply. But I think it's going to be kind of a milder IPA. Something that maybe you can drink while you're sitting on your porch or just outside your front door while you kind of wave to your neighbor because you guys can't talk or do anything. But that's what I'm getting at, or I'm experiencing with the aroma. I like it. Give a thumbs up for it. And now let's get into the taste. Definitely get the pine. That is much more apparent than I thought it'd be. It's not instant taste you get. You get kind of a cold, crisp taste, and then pine, and then it's finished with another cold, crisp taste. It's kind of like a Oreo sandwiched in between. So if the pine taste is the cream filling, that's what this beer is. I'm not getting a lot of that kind of that grapefruit thing. That's not really going on right here. Not much. I really was expecting more of the kiwi. If you hadn't have told me kiwi was in it, I probably wouldn't have said kiwi's in it, because it's not really there. I kind of wish it was a little more pronounced, to be honest. If kiwi is going to be the the #1 listed ingredient, and I mean, hell, the logo is a cut open kiwi. If you're gonna go that into telling me kiwi's in it, kiwi should be more pronounced. I feel like you're kind of like a little misleading with this thing because I'm not getting much of that. Not much at all. Like, I really wish they would have bumped up the kiwi. You're getting more of, you do get more of the pine. You might get a very, almost like they used like the skin of the kiwi. You don't get that kind of juicy fruitness to it. That's not a thing. I'm not, of course, I don't know what the Feijoa, F-E-I-J-O-A, Feijoa, that cannot be right. I don't know, I'm not really sure what that is, but I'm just not really getting those like extra, you know, the inclusive flavors that they are mentioning. I'm just not picking that up. So it kind of just tastes like kind of a crisp IPA, but without any real uniqueness to it. Like, it's like, meh. It's not a bad, just straight up, you know, kind of piney IPA. It's not super in the IBUs. I don't know if it says that. It's 5.9% ABV. Yeah, it does not say what any of the other information is. I don't think the IBUs are that heavy. Maybe like the 50 range, 55 or something like that. But it's just not. The kiwi should make it different. It should help the beer taste different. It's not doing that. It's not doing, yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to recommend it, just because I feel like it's misrepresentation. It's not. I feel like you're not getting what it's really telling you is in there, and so that for me is disappointing. Like, if I'm getting an IPA that says kiwi, boom, right on the label, I want to taste it. If I can't taste it, it's like getting a Big Mac without the secret sauce. It's like, it's not even a Big Mac anymore. So, like, I'm not going to recommend that. It's not that it's necessarily a bad beer. It's just not what you think it might taste like getting into it. So that's, you know. So don't fear cracking it open and having it. You'll probably still, I mean, if you like IPAs, it'll probably still be fine. But don't expect much from those, you know, the 3 hints of ingredients or whatever. But, yeah. Anyways, next category is value for price. And, I mean, Firestone Walker has kind of expanded quickly. I really liked Firestone Walker when they're really kind of focusing in on that, like, traditional Belgian style, like, just old school style brewing. Like, they'd make your Belgian beers, and they might do, like, a nitro kind of thing that's based on, like, an Irish beer. Or, you know, it's very much, like, European inspired. You know, what is it? I believe, like, Duvel owns them, or they were partners or something like that. Them and Omegang out of New York. And so I really liked them because of that, because it had that old school, like, it tasted like that. They've definitely expanded heavily into the IPA range. I haven't had a lot of their IPAs, but obviously they probably just felt the pressure of, we got to do IPAs because that's what everybody's drinking. Circling back on price, because it's starting to expand more, it's getting wider spread. I think because the IPAs, more places are carrying it now. The price point has dropped a little bit. I'm worried that it's going to take the route of like a Lagunitas or whatever, Lagunitas, where, you know, once upon a time they were really great, and now they've kind of just like petered out. They've bastardized the Newcastle beer, but I don't want to see Firestone Walker go that route. And but for value for price, it's fair, it's fine. I'll recommend it for value for price. It's not crazy expensive, and they experiment. I like that. They're kind of like a Dogfish Head where they're always like testing stuff. You're not going to win everyone. Everyone's not going to be a home run. So I'm just going to have to wait and see with the rest of how they continue to evolve their IPAs. But for price, it's fair, so I'll recommend Dutch price. Next category is distinction. How distinct is it? And it could have been distinct. If they had upped the Kiwi and all the other flavors, they'd upped that. Yes, it would be distinct. It would separate itself from a very crowded IPA market. It would have, definitely stood out. But they just didn't up the ante on those other things. I don't know if they were afraid that, if it was too fruity, the IPA drinkers wouldn't like it, and it'd be too bitter for the sour drinkers, or the seltzer drinkers, or whatever the hell everybody else is drinking now. So, at this point in time, you almost can't play it safe if you want to stand out with some of these things. So, distinction, I'm not going to recommend distinction. It should have been, but it's not. Next category is drinkability, and it drinks fine. It's kind of like your run-of-the-mill standard, IPA, mid-bitter level. It's 5% ABV, so the bitterness, the hoppiness is not going to be like extreme. If we're pushing closer to 8%, then you see the hoppiness increase. But it's a 5.7. The hoppiness is safe. If you don't need to like the super bitter to get into this, but yeah, so drinkability, I recommend it for drinkability. It's easy enough to do. And last category is, would I buy it again? And probably not. Not probably. I won't buy it again. It kind of let me down on the taste. You're expecting one thing and you don't get it, and it's just kind of like, that sucks. But that's what you get. Especially with these like series releases from different companies. Usually they're kind of just like, I wouldn't say like quick batch, but I don't think they're not spending the extended amount of time producing these beers as like the original IPAs. I always throw the originals as like a Two Hearted, or like the one from Sierra Nevada, or like the 60-minute, 90-minute, 120-minute from Dogfish Head. Those are like the old school, serious, like long-term IPAs that have been around since like the late 80s, early 90s. They've been here. They spent, the makers of those beers spent countless like years perfecting those beers. And with these like special release series, it's almost like, you spend a couple months doing it. And so it's almost never going to be as good. But again, you got to keep it fresh. You got to keep it interesting for people to continually buy your beer, because there's so many IPAs out there that they're going to keep trying stuff new. And if you don't put something else new out there, they're just going to forget about you, which is it's like the IPA world is kind of like just a continual circle. It's like, it's very hard to get off of. So, yeah, I'm not going to buy it again. But, who knows? Maybe the next Firestone Walker I try, I'll like better. I do have more in the fridge. I bought as many kind of just beers as I could, not knowing they would shut down all the liquor sales too. So far they haven't done that yet, but if it gets down to just beer from like Walmart, we're going to be burning through like some Seagram's Mist or whatever those things are called. So hopefully, we'll see. But anyways, that is my review of Luponic Distortion IPA series. Here you go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you had it? Are you a fan of this? Was it kind of like, did it fall flat a little bit because you're expecting a little more out of it? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Again, sorry about the quality. I'll try to get like the desk back situated so that I can at least be sitting at a desk and have some better light than this kitchen thing. Lighting in this apartment is not great. Hopefully the next location. But anyways, for myself and for Firestone Walker, take it easy.